I'm JD Cargill.
And I'm Michelle Abrego, and this
is Friendsome Then Some. We are
Season
3.
2. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
just say that. I'm super excited.
We work in a live way, and that's all right. We're 3 best friends who met over 2 decades ago in the local news scene, and we decided, you know what? Friendship is really a great way to not only heal, but thrive through midlife instead of just surviving.
Dang straight. We have wildly different viewpoints, but we love each other and we celebrate it all through humor and friendship and support and love. And we hope that you walk away or drive away with different life hacks or tips or tricks or inspiration and how you can best do friendship. We are Midlife AF. And Flossom AH. That's right. This is
Friendsome Then Some.
So here we go, you guys.
Okay.
We
Now
always
that you're
start
awake.
with the cock.
So weird without them.
I know. So how have you 2 been? I mean, now, thank you, Mindy, for stepping all over my intro. Letting people know that we are a live show, and also that it's been a minute since we've all recorded together.
I know, it has. It's been a COVID minute. Thank you very much. Not a very fun one.
No,
I've
that's
missed
for
you
sure.
guys so much. I'm so excited.
And getting through the holidays and now getting back into the groove of homeschooling and, January's.
Oof.
Can we just talk about how amazing our new studio is?
Can we? Oh, hello!
That's right.
Welcome to Mod Pod.
Cut
This
to the
is
B-roll of a
amazing.
beautiful studio.
We did get a new house.
This
We
is
did
Mod Pod.
get
You
a
can
new
say what you
house.
say. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
I
Yeah.
know when we started recording last year, and we talked about this for ever since before we even started the show, that, we got a history in production. We know media. We could probably figure out how to do this ourselves. And then nothing like a pandemic to just set you on fire and really,
Right.
get things going. So yeah,
Pivot.
we are in a basement in Pasadena, California, which has been entirely converted to a very safe and friendly
And high-tech
Studio.
This
Yeah.
is amazing. This is the silver lining that had the lightning bolt in the cloud that zapped you in the ass to make it happen. Because
Exactly.
this was an incredible undertaking. And thank you, JD, for bringing us into this incredible studio for hire.
Oh yeah, yeah. Top
incredible.
paid talent here. Let me tell you.
You're starting with the best. I'm just
Exactly.
so excited because you know what? The year, I'd have to say that this year has started or the year finished with the value of friendship being at the top of the priority of my life. My family and friends really shone during this pandemic. I think that was what I hitched my wagon to, and that got me through this whole last year. So I'm
sure.
could not be more excited to be sitting in these seats with the 2 of you, doing what we do best, being best friends. I mean,
Yeah.
really, this is what I miss and what I
Support.
love, and that keeps me going.
Really annoying
It's
the
cheaper
heck out
than
of people.
therapy.
Kidding. It is. Friendship is like, if you can't afford therapy, get a best friend.
Yeah,
And
right.
A good one
A
that'll
good
listen
one.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
And tell you when you're off track, because
Right.
that's what it takes. That's what real friendship takes, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we kicked off with Vivica Fox and her best friend Kia, Todd, and they were amazing. And we also last year had one word
Yes.
that carried us through our year.
Yes. Well, remember, I gave this book to you last
Yes,
year
let
because
me
to
hold
me
it
this
up.
was very powerful. It's a very short read. You ought to get this if you don't have it. It's a great way to set your mind in a really good headspace. We all try to think of, I need a mantra, I need a saying, I need something to really focus on. But the nice about this, the smaller, the simpler, the better. To really bring it in, find one word that really resonates. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to people that love you. Find that one word that you can really focus on for an entire year and let it be your guiding light. It is, because there's so many.
I mulled over mine for weeks.
But this one really helps you
What is
find
your
your
word?
North. Well, this year I have found, because we started a new business, I've got a lot going on, moved into a new home, I've got teenage kids, I've got a lot of staff and things happening. So delegate is my word.
Yeah.
Because I'm really,
People do stuff.
have
for
my
you.
people do stuff for me. Thank you.
People do stuff for you is her word of the year.
I've
Oh.
never
I gotta
been
get
good at
that word.
delegating. I've never been good at it.
I
and
don't know.
I,
You seemed
I
pretty
put
good
too
at it
much.
20 years ago when I was your producer.
Well, I've got to get back to it. I got to get back to my roots of delegating.
That's
I'm always told to delegate. Find people that help you, that support you, because otherwise I get stuck in a swirl of responsibility and then nothing gets done.
right.
So it's more about maybe finding support in that delegate. It encompasses the whole idea of finding people that can support me and be the best that I can be.
Well, and you
So-
are in a leadership role. In
I
your
am on
family
an
and at
executive,
work,
corporate
so-
executive team
well,
now,
and
which
of
is
your
big.
family. You're the
That too.
CEO of your family too. So
Chief family officer.
delegating is very important. How about you, JD?
Oh, my word is, I was thinking of last year's word. Couldn't remember it.
It was
Intention.
called remember.
It was well remembered. It's like,
Was
work on your
intention.
memory now. My word is breathe. I'm a very,
Thank you for reminding
I can
us.
be a very high-strung person. I can be, you guys know me. It's tough sometimes having a lot to do and not being the world's most patient person and a perfectionist. So I thought, well, maybe I should make it, think before you, that's too many words. Oh, maybe I should be, and then finally I just landed like, what is the thing that I really need to do right before I'm about to make all my mistakes? Is breathe.
Or not make mistakes. That maybe if you
That's
breathe,
the
you won't
plan.
make the mistakes.
That's the
Exactly. I
plan.
love it. I think that's a beautiful word. I can help you remember that.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
Katie,
Mindy.
we can't relate to a type A personality.
You two, laid back,
The
easy
type A.
going.
I'm sorry.
Personality
This
support
right
group.
here is an this is AAA right here.
Exactly.
you want to call
We
something?
should sell memberships.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So well, I'm super excited about our guest on
I am
tonight.
too.
I'm really
Well,
excited.
can I share my word?
Oh.
Dang.
Oh shit!
Her word's
Sorry.
inclusion. She really needs to work more on it.
Anyway, I'm the one that
Wallflower.
brought this up. You'll see this theme ring through the entire season, I'm sure. No, my word is courage.
Aw.
And I couldn't come up with my own word. I'll be honest with you. I robbed this word.
Okay.
So last week, 5 girlfriends, masks on. They said, Michelle, we're going on a hike. We're doing a mom hike. No dogs, no kids. I was like, what kind of hike is that? I'm not used to that. Anyway,
I mean,
we
that's
got
like
to the
for
top
not
of
for
the
you. That's like a
mountain.
hike for you.
Exactly.
Wow.
But I didn't think this was like a production for me, really. I was
Right.
kind of felt like something was weird because one of our girlfriends, Kim, let's face it, she's not a hiker. So I was right there. I was like, I smell a rat. Like she doesn't put tennis shoes on very often. So anyway, we get to the top of the mountain and all of a sudden there's a speech. And they were like, Michelle, get over there. And they separated me and they took pictures of me with my hands up like this, like a cheerleader. And anyway, they made a speech and said, we just want to tell you, we're so proud of you. You've showed so much courage. And they gave me a gift, and it's this little angel, like a
Lordy.
ceramic angel, and she's doing this.
Oh.
And it's called Courage, the Courage Angel. And in my head right then and there, I was like, that's my word for the year.
Okay, I absolutely love that.
But the reason why was because, as you guys know, I just finalized my divorce.
Yep. It's a big deal.
I mean, the California court system hasn't recognized it, but all in all, it's pretty much done.
We recognized it years ago.
But
Yes,
yeah.
we did.
So
Mhm.
Oh,
I highly recommend going through a pandemic, a divorce, homeschooling, and menopause at the same
Oh,
time.
it's been a year.
Amazing.
It's been a year.
yeah.
Thank you.
And running your own business
Yeah.
and trying to have 2
no
boys in hockey.
sweat.
It's tough.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Just spread it on thick. Anyway,
There. You
we
know how
got
to do
through it. It's going to take courage. It's not over. As everybody was saying, like, I can't wait till 2021. But honestly,
I'm
they
so
thought
glad.
the train was going to stop and Crazy was going to get off. I don't think so.
No,
but-
well, 2020 is literally hindsight now.
Right.
It's in the rearview mirror, and we just turned 21. Now
Oh.
we can legally drink, but we did it all last year, so I'm not sure. We're in a whole
And now
new
you're
space
doing
now.
21s, I bet.
I'm doing my
instead of
20. I just
20s.
started my 21s again. My brother and
love
I
it.
started back up again.
Working out.
So
Is there anything celebrated like when you hit that? When in real life when we hit 21, we go nuts and we go out. We're
Vegas?
legal. But if you hit it like a second time, like what is
Like
that,
42?
Oh God, I did hit that. Never mind. This is not going well for me.
You're
I
way
shouldn't
past
do
that,
math.
honey. Thank God you're cute.
Breathe.
isn't he pretty?
Breathe. Let's talk to these amazing guests.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
so
I
let's
can relate. I
introduce-
can relate to this too because
Yeah,
of my
this-
own struggles of what I went through.
Yes.
I'm really excited to hear this story and how it came to be. I think it's a real inspirational story on friendship, struggle, and getting through adversity and coming out really smelling good on the other side. I think this is amazing.
I
And
know.
it's sort of crazy how all 3 of us in a different aspect of it can relate.
Yeah.
Because I've got questions for sure about the process of
Yes.
what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanna
go on.
tease it.
Bye.
So
There you go.
we're having Krissy Lefevbre and Farley Boyle on the show. Welcome, ladies.
Let's say
Let's
hello
just bring
to
them in.
Friendsome Then Some.
Okay, I just wanted to gush about you while you're on instead of just be like I'm talking about someone that's
Of
in the
course.
room listening. That's weird. So Krissy Lefevbre is a friend of mine. Our children play hockey together. She has twins, 9-year-old twins, Luca and Rev. And as we got to know each other through the hockey season, just learning about her story, and she's just an amazing person. I think the first night we met, we actually clicked immediately. But this platform about friendship, when she told me about Farley, I was just like,
You have to be on the show.
They have to be on our show. This is a story of a friendship and a forever bond that is what we're all about. And so, welcome, ladies.
Thanks for joining us.
Krissy, raise your hand and say hi so we know who's who, because you're both two beautiful 6' plus blondes. Krissy?
She's got an inch on me.
She's got an inch on you? Oh, there you go.
Farley and Krissy. So, Krissy, tell me, why don't you walk us through? You be the narrator of your story, and we're going to pipe in with our questions. Okay?
Okay. Farley and I met in the mid-'90s in a really trashy, tacky nightclub swimwear fashion show. I mean, we were draped with pearls. We had to go do a dry. Didn't we have like a rehearsal, Farley, I think? And then we went back to her apartment. And I don't know, we just instantly bonded after our rehearsal before the show. And we were friends for, I don't know, how long have we been friends now? 20, almost 30 years.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Farley is, you know, she was there watching my struggles of going through cancer and failed adoptions and, you know, trying to do my own IVF and wanting to have a child and loving her kids so much. And I was at her house one day, and I think it was 2009. I used to be the general counsel for the Pro Beach Volleyball Tour, and we had a stop there. And so I always stay with Farley whenever I can when I go to New York or New Jersey. And of course, I was crying my eyeballs out because we had just used our last round of eggs, and I couldn't produce anymore. And Farley's like, eggs? You need eggs? I got eggs. I'll give you eggs. And I was just, I mean, I was so taken back, and I was like, well, shouldn't you ask Patrick? And I swear to God, it was like a movie screen. It was like, cue, front door opening, screen doors open. Pat walks in. Farley says, hey, I'm going to give some eggs to Ludo and Krissy so they can have baby. He's like, cool. Got a beer? Something like that. So, like, it wasn't a discussion. It wasn't a begging, a pleading. It wasn't a, I don't know. It just, you need eggs? I got eggs. And I was like, damn, and she's got a gene pool. Look at that gene pool. I'm like, shit.
Right.
You'd already seen all her kids, and and obviously looking how beautiful she is, and you know her soul too. And I mean, what an amazing story. Farley, what was going through your head when all this time seeing your best friend struggle so much? Because I know you just sort of breezed over it, but you were trying to have children for a long time, then which went
7.
through testing. How long?
How many?
7 years.
7 years.
Wow.
I mean,
Then you did extensive
it
testing.
was a very painful journey to be alongside of, especially because I was lucky enough to have a child and then another child and then another child. So, you know, I had guilt a little bit because, you know, survivor's guilt, because here my girlfriend's going through this, and literally, Krissy, I don't even know if you like really remember, but not only were you visiting, but you were pregnant when you were here. And you were in your, I want to say almost like just out of your first trimester, and you miscarried at my house. And you were bawling your eyeballs out. And I literally looked at my friend who was like on my heap, crying about never being able to have her own children because she had just used her last round of eggs. And that's when I said, well, this is not the end. This is the beginning, and I'm going to give you my eggs because I know that they work, and you and I look so similar. We would make probably something very similar, and we're doing this. And I think because I said it with such conviction, and I meant it like from the bottom of my heart because of what I was witnessing her go through, it manifested.
That's so beautiful. I'm already crying. I just seeing your face, Krissy. I saw that you kind of blocked some of it out, and then when Farley just used the words, when she literally just said the words, I saw your face change, and my heart just sunk because obviously I love you to death, and we've all had fertility issues, and JD's gonna be going through his story because he wants nothing more than to be a dad, and it is a journey. And I remember hearing about your story too when it was so natural and you were in your darkest time, Krissy. Hearing that news of your friend wanting to do anything to lift you up, what happened for you in that moment? You'd lost hope, and then you have a friend reach out like that?
Yeah, I mean, Farley, there were so many times when I was at her house and she'd tell me, "You need to go scream at God." And I'm like, "Well, if God existed, he wouldn't be torturing me like
Oh,
this." And she's like,
sure.
"Scream at God," it was, I don't know, she's just one of those people. So was I guess when I look back at it, there's no way I was surprised because it's just the kind of person that she is.
Oh.
But obviously it was life changing for all of us.
I
So
sent her to her room. I sent her to the guest bedroom. I said to her, you cannot be, you can't be so negative, and you can't, I know that, her journey was painful, and, it did have like one bad story, one bad ending after another. But I said, you can't just have zero faith and lose hope, because then it's really not going to work. So I said, you have to go to your bedroom and you have to yell at God. And if you yell at him and you tell him to fuck off, he's going to know that you actually believe in something bigger than yourself. And maybe, things are going to turn around. And
That's powerful.
she came out of the room like a couple hours later. And the weirdest part of this story is that when I was in Jamaica on a breastfeeding shoot with my oldest daughter, who's, like at that point in time, I think she was maybe 9 months old. A Jamaican lady that ran one of those really cool kind of like dream catcher, incensey type stores. When I walked in with my baby in a baby Bjorn, she's like, "Oh, wow." She's like, you have an amazing aura. You have like crazy energy, and you're going to save a lot of lives." And I looked at her and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you have power." And she's like, "You know what? I want to give you something because I want you to use your power." And she gave me these angel tarot cards, literally handed them to me as a gift, and said that I had power and that I should, absolutely break them out and use them whenever I felt compelled to give somebody a reading. And I said, "How the heck do I give a reading?" And she's like, "Just read the little instruction manual." She's like, "But you've got to put your energy on the cards, and then let the person that you're giving the reading to also put their energy on the cards." So I never used them in how many years? I mean, I think, how old was Mackenzie then? Was she probably, if she was,
like 2009.
was she 8 years old? She was 8. So I hadn't used them in 8 years.
Wow.
And we broke the plastic off of them together, and I handed her the box, and I said, "I know that this is like, kind of hocus pocus, but like, I want you to shuffle the deck and give them back to me so that I can, put like my energy into the cards." And I asked her if she wanted to do a past, present, and future reading, as I'm following the instruction manual. And she was like, "Well, I know what my past is, and I know what my present is, and both suck." And she's like, "So I guess I only want a one card reading." So
Wow.
I said, "Okay, fine. You're in charge of that." So I literally shuffled the deck after she gave it back to me, and the first card that she picked, and the only card she picked, was Goddess of Fertility.
Whoa.
Oh, got
Oh,
goosebumps.
yeah, I got
I
goosies.
just got neck bumps.
Wow.
Goosies.
Goddess of Fertility. That was the
Whoa.
only card. And then when I read it, I wish I could read it right now, because it just nailed it. And I was
Wow.
like, we are doing this. We are having babies together.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Those are the signs,
Those are a little God shot.
That's a
a little
God shot. Yeah,
in-
there aren't
the way I
coincidences.
look at
I know,
that.
my hairline's tingling right now.
Oh my
That's-
God. It's like
Oh.
reliving this. I know. And Mindy, you had some fertility stuff going
Some.
on.
I went through 13 rounds of in vitro. That was not fun.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
yeah, lots of needles, lots of money, lots of pain, lots of emotions. Well, we got 2 beautiful kids out of it, and we were really lucky with that. But we wanted to have a boy and tried that because we wanted to make 3, and it just wasn't in the. I didn't have my angel cards apparently.
You already
Shoot,
have
I
a
should've
boy,
broke
Mindy.
out my angel. Yeah,
You got
dang, your
me.
baby boy right here.
I got a lot of man child around me.
I tend to be the comic relief sometimes in these serious moments. I did have a follow-up question as a journalist. What is a breastfeeding shoot? 1 and 2,
Oh my God.
and 2
Well,
eggs. I imagine when someone says, "I'll give you my eggs," that a husband of that woman might be like, "Oh, I want a vote." What happened there? Because I think I read that something.
Well, her
about,
husband said, "Hey, that's cool. Can I get a beer?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was there.
Oh, did she
He
say
was
that?
like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." She
Oh.
was like, "He was like,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
okay, yeah, sure."
So
that's
then
cool.
a breastfeeding shoot. What is that?
Shoot.
so a breastfeeding shoot, I was working for Mother's Wear, which is a catalog that is all like breastfeeding clothing.
Okay.
and breastfeeding bras so that you can whip it out discreetly in public.
Your
all over
career
the
as a
place. So
model. I get
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
I thought they
this
were
is like
just
a
shooting
business side of
breastfeeders.
That's nice to
So
know
I
the
was
model
doing
career
a
didn't end when
breastfeeding
you became a mom.
catalog
Yeah.
with my daughter.
Aw.
And my husband is a very, if you know him, he's like a Paul Bunyan type. And, you know, you would think that he would have like 15. I thought I was going to be a boy mom. And then I had another girl and then another girl. And he lives in the vagina monologues over here, which is I think, exactly what he needed in life.
Oh,
Oh
doesn't
my
God,
God.
doesn't
Get
the
what
world
you
give you what you
need.
need in life? You needed 3
Oh
daughters.
yes,
He
it
needed 3
certainly
daughters.
gave him what he needed. So I think at the moment when you know, he walked in the door right after I had said it, and Krissy's like definitely in a heap, and he didn't know what else to say, but absolutely sure. And can I get a beer? Because it was like an awkward moment. But he knew it was a real moment that he
so
walked
right.
into, and
Not
that was that.
That was that. And you know, when you have the friendship connection that the two of you have, the people that love you and know you and are around you, they know it. They feel your friendship connection too. And when that offer goes on the table, a smart husband gets out of the way. This is going to happen.
I do think that he, at some point during that weekend, he did ask if he and I got to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, wait, technically, does this
yeah.
mean?
You're like,
being-
you don't
he was
really
being
understand the
funny.
problem.
That's all happening in a petri dish, Patrick. But you know,
You
He's
know
like,
what?
so
He
wait,
was
this is
probably just
wife swap?
throwing it out there and see, hey, what
Why not?
what are my chances?
Ludo had one more trip to the old magazine department.
Yeah.
to do. My
I
husband
love
did
your
that.
story.
My
of,
husband had to do that walk of shame. So he like handing the bag to the lady. Here you go.
Oh,
Here's my
like here's
sperm.
my sample.
oh.
can I tell you guys my funniest deposit story
Yes.
ever?
The unequivocal
Yes,
answer is yes.
Please.
So I was going. They were. I don't know, but they were retrieving eggs for me or whatever. But I had done Playboy after I had been on the Apprentice, and I was standing at the at the exit. I don't know why I was in like the men's hallway, but I was standing there, and a guy comes out of the collection room and is leaving, and he literally looked at me like he saw a ghost. And I'm like, this guy is so weird. And he's just like walking away, and then he's running away. And then I knew the lab guy really well because I've been going there for so many years. And I'm like, that guy was so weird. And he's like, oh, your magazine's in there.
Oh my God.
Wowza.
So maybe, just maybe, I was responsible for creating a child.
Just
Oh,
maybe.
wow, yeah. Oh, that's
you
such a
got
cool-
him going.
That's full circle.
That's a great spin.
So what I love reading in the background on this story, on your story, Krissy, is that that you had. Well, I'm glad that you talked about the Playboy thing because I wanted to I was curious about that. But it was fascinating to see how the journey that you went through, what you went through medically, and then what something like that can mean to you as a woman and as somebody who wants to feel sexy and young. I'm curious,
Yeah.
is that something that it must have been a stunning turn of events to not only, because you've said it, you went through multiple times to try to get pregnant and then find out you have cancer and then have to have your
Miscarriages
baby
and the
basket, as you called it, removed to
Yeah.
then being not just on Playboy, but the cover of Playboy, which I believe we can show.
Yes, right?
cover
Yes.
of Playboy.
Yes.
The Playmate of the Year at the ripe old age of 37.
That's
That's
freaking
so cool. I
awesome.
mean-
Power to ya, girl.
Yeah.
Well, I
so
think-
for me, it was, I don't know. I mean, I'm married to a French man, so, they show as much nudity and yogurt commercials over there. So,
Celebrate
Exactly.
nudity. It's all about nudity in France.
That was the line.
but it did give me sort of a sense of, I am still a woman and I'm not going to be ashamed of my body. I actually did not want them to take out my C-section scars, but it really wasn't what their aiming was for.
Yeah.
So, but no, I thought it was great. I'm not, it's not something I'll ever hide. My dad on a regular basis says, how are you going to tell the kids? And I'm like, I've already told the kids. Like, I don't,
They will know
They
by
don't-
then to love their bodies the way that I do and not be
Yeah,
ashamed of it. Yeah.
they don't really understand what it is one day, and they'll see the magazine one day, but they know that mommy took naked pictures and it helped pay for them. And they know that.
Right.
Well, that's a good spin. I've never even seen my mom naked my whole life. God.
Oh my God, my mom
Never.
walked around naked all the time.
No.
She had the perfect size 0 body and just really like let it all hang out.
I have a
all the
slightly
time.
different story.
Oh,
One time I walked in on my mom getting ready, and never again. I was
No.
not. Are you decent? I needed lunch money every single morning. Are you decent? She had her routine to this day. She lives upstairs. She's
Are you
in front of the
decent?
makeup mirror, getting ready. I will not just walk in because that memory is there.
It's
but
etched.
also, I was raised pretty like conservatively, and
Yeah.
I've come a long way since then.
Not me. I came downstairs one time, and this was college years. I think I just come over and I walked downstairs, and my mom's got a leg up, and my dad's waxing her the JJ.
Wow.
And they're just like, "Hey, what's up?" Rip. And I was like, "I don't need to see this. Could you have warned me? You heard me coming down the stairs."
Hi, Dad.
But one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Krissy, too, is because we love to bring humor, and I think humor is part of survival, obviously, and friendship and friends like Farley for sure. But it is as a woman speaking, and I had I had 6 pregnancies and 2 kids to show for it, 3 DNCs. I've had 2 C-sections. It's a tough ride when you also wait till the very last minute to have children, and
Yeah.
like you've got 1 egg, like I got this. No, I don't. It's a journey. It's not easy, but it's such an isolating feeling, right? You feel isolated. You feel broken. Like why? Like when hearing your story too, I felt the same way. Why is my stuff not working? Why aren't my lady parts working for me? I'm being robbed of. And then you see all these people just having babies.
You see teen moms.
And teen moms.
And you go, what the hell?
Like people who don't want children, and it's so easy. But it's not. It's not easy. It's a miracle. And they call it that for a reason. But how did you get through that? I mean, obviously Playboy was a pinnacle moment where you took your power back, right? Yeah, I feel broken and I feel less of a woman, but I'm not. What was that moment like for you where you broke free of that?
You mean like at the Playboy moment or just in
but
general?
Was that the moment, or was that sort of like a coming out for you? Like, you know what? I am a woman and I have my power back and I am not broken and I'm not isolated. I'm going to tell my story, and that builds community, right? I think when I was honest about all my miscarriages, all of a sudden I found out all these people were having miscarriages. And true, I'm sure with your IVF story, like you didn't know half of the friends that had already gone through several failed cycles. And you're like, why are we doing this alone? Why aren't we sharing these things?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I tried to, as horrible as it was, and as Farley says, and she was there for so much of it, all the downside of it, I tried to make the best of it. So if you want to talk about humor, when I found out I had to have a hysterectomy, I had a uterus going away party. Bloody Mary,
Tampon streamers.
Bloody
I could see
Marys.
it. Oh God.
I freaking love you. Tampon
red
streamers.
cups with panty liners as the cozies, and it was a co-gender party. It was male female party.
Awesome.
We served red sangria. I had a certain wall of tampon strings tied together. I did stop at freezing babies in the ice cubes. My friend said that would be a little much.
Those little babies like they put in the bread.
Tiny little plastic babies.
little babies.
Oh my
I
God,
would have
an
laughed.
ice
I'd have laughed.
I don't.
Oh my God.
You
That's
have
I don't know. It's funny because you really can forget the bad times, and so until Farley talked about me actually having a miscarriage there, it's actually something I blocked. I just blocked. I only remember the gift that she gave me, and the moment that she gave me that, I don't remember what led up to it. So all I remember.
Let's go to that point.
That is quite a gift.
Let's go to that point. She gives you your eggs. She gives her eggs. There's also a failed attempt. It was the second time, right?
Yeah,
Of her
well,
eggs.
Third
Oh.
time is a charm.
Third time. So
Wow.
see, that's the
so we had to
one
change.
lesson too.
Mhm.
Don't give up. I mean, you talked about someone saying you've got this janitor with 40 million keys and you can't get in. It's that last key, right? So
Well, we also had
also
a fertility doctor that did not believe in, every time we walk through the doors trying to do something beautiful together.
But he wasn't
He
very
was like
nice.
a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, he had real
he
bad
was-
bedside. I remember.
Oh, yeah. Dr.
He
Truck
was just
Driver.
like negative Nelly. Like, you're too old, and you do realize that the odds are not in your favor. And every time he walked in, he just like sprayed us with negativity.
Wow.
And finally, I just looked at him one day and I was like, you know what? There are things that are above you. And we're walking in here with an attitude, and this is out of love. What we're doing is like out of love, and that's above you. And I do believe that miracles happen every day. So do us a favor and keep like, your negative and your stats and all the stuff that's going to make you feel better if it's a failed attempt. Keep it to yourself and let us do what we are trying to do together.
I hope you
love
send
it.
them a photo Christmas card
Oh, I
every
did.
year of the whole family all together and be like, see, this is
Take
why you don't
that.
discourage people. Speaking of big
I
families.
marched in with a copy of a magazine that had Krissy and Ludo on it holding their twins. And I said, just so you know,
Mhm.
we had to take these eggs out of your joint and go to Boston and get a different surrogacy agency. But you didn't believe in what we believed in. And,
Jeez.
you've got to let it go. And things happen that are supposed to happen. And this was meant to be. And I
Oh.
left him
Absolutely.
the cover of the magazine.
That's
on his front
beautiful.
desk.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
Krissy,
love
I
that.
got a question for you. Because your best friend's genetics are in your children, do you ever look at your
Yeah.
kids and think to yourself, oh my God, that is so Farley?
I have deep jealousy over my son's hair.
Mm.
Definitely got we now have set Farley. They now understand they have the Snow hair, not the Boyle hair. So
Oh, yeah, that's
her
true.
maiden name is Snow.
Oh.
Luca has got her hair. I remember there was once early on that I looked at Rev and I totally saw Farley. I think Luca is a complete copy of his father,
Mm.
Oh, that's beautiful.
but I do
Which is good for me because I don't have a boy.
yes,
So if I would have seen a little like
little
a
Farley.
little Farley-ish looking boy, I might have been feeling sorry for myself because I definitely wanted to have a boy. But I indirectly I have one.
You
that
do.
is-
Yeah.
You call them
and
your
it's
fairy
like a beautiful-
your fairy godson, right?
my fairy godson.
Oh,
I think that's
that.
beautiful. I think what this is a real testament to your friendship, this arrangement, if you will, or this relationship and how it's developed, because I think there is this kind of egocentricity that goes into place for so many people. Like, that's my child, that's my offspring. And has there ever been anything that has played there at all that has come up, or has it been so much the love that you have for each other that has overridden that and just created this big like family, this big universal, we're all together in this? Because it's such an interesting dynamic.
I think people have a really hard time with it, much more than Krissy and I ever do. I mean, like, you can't believe how many people come up to me and say, gosh, how bizarre is that for you? And, how did you do that? I don't think I could ever have done that.
Yeah.
And I just say, to me, like, yes, they're my eggs, but I don't know my eggs. And, when my eggs met with Ludo, they became something that wasn't necessarily what was destined for me. And, it's amazing how much these kids look like Krissy and Ludo, and they're their children. And I'm this observer that, recognizes, yes, there's some, genetic DNA stuff going on there, but never do I look at them and think, oh, those are my children. I look at them and I just think it's an amazing, we were given the opportunity to do something miraculous. And I just feel really excited to be a part of it.
And you guys go on family vacations
just so
together. And
Oh.
Krissy, tell us about how the moment when you shared this with the kids, because her 3 daughters and your twins, boy and a girl, they already shared like a weird bond. You said there was knowing before knowing.
Well, I've never hidden it. They always knew that mommy didn't have a baby belly, and they were born in Kimberly's belly, and they always knew that Auntie Farley gave eggs. And as they got older, the conversation naturally, evolved into what does that really mean. We always said that they were their special cousins. And I still remember flying home. I don't know, it was probably 3 or 4 summers ago when we had been out there. And Luca he was so upset and crying on the plane. And he's just like, I miss Chase so much. He just has such a bond for Chase, and he's crying. And he's like, I love her. She's my cousin. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I love my cousin too. But oh, please don't let him fall in love with his sister. It can't happen.
You're like, you upgraded special cousin to sister
Crush.
real quick. You're like,
I was like, oh, shit.
Let's get real with this story now.
that's so funny.
No more kissing cousins. You'd be kissing
No,
your sister.
we're kissing cousins because that doesn't work here. So it's never been, I don't know. I grew up in a life of lies and secrets that I never wanted that to happen. So it's like, what do you do at 14? You sit them down and, hey, by the way. So I just, from the beginning, they always knew.
That's beautiful.
Now they fully understand that they have 3 half sisters. That's it. I mean,
beautiful.
every time we go out there, they meet 27 more cousins because Farley's husband's family is ginormous. And like the last time we went to the pumpkin patch, like a whole family, I mean, it was literally like 27 people. And they're like, Mommy, I can't remember everyone's name.
That's a lot.
Oh, I know you guys weren't able to get together in 2020, obviously because of COVID, and you're bi-coastal. What are your plans for the future? What do you guys want to do to celebrate this remarkable friendship? And do you have
Introduce the
plans?
twins to my parents.
That's
Who
nice.
What?
could be, wonderful surrogate grandparents for them.
Bonus grandparents.
Oh, yeah, love it.
That's so cute.
That's
Just
amazing.
so-
That's definitely the next step, is getting to Florida and having them meet them, because now the kids understand. They're like, really, we get more grandparents? I'm like, yeah, you do.
Aw.
That
Such
is
a
like-
powerful lesson.
you hear the phrase the village, the community. I mean, you just have a beautiful extended village. Your family, the level of support that you have for each other and that bond that you all share is so beautiful, and it's such an aspiration to achieve, in all aspects. I think we need more of that. I love your story. I hope you guys continue to share it wide, share it loud.
I see a book.
And share it proud.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Have you guys written a book? I mean, I was reading, this is a story. It's like a book. Is that a book?
Maybe they can be in our book because we're gonna
Oh, can we
have
write
a
a book?
book with all
The
with
friends-
everybody's
you're our
stories.
friends now, or
We're gonna
extended
do
friends.
a book of
Like Chicken
people's
Soup for the
stories.
Soul
Yes.
with friends. Friendship.
Yes,
I
and
love
you
it.
guys.
I love chicken
chapter
soup.
1, Krissy and
Farley,
Farley.
you were in the Chicken Soup for the Soul, weren't you, Farley?
I am. Whoops.
Oh, we are all about fur
Let's
babies.
bring the kids in.
Ah, yeah,
I
love a
have
good fur
Wait, what kind
baby.
of dog is that?
My he's 115-pound lap dog. but
Is he a
I just
Newfie?
realized
Oh
he's not
my
a lap dog.
gosh.
What is he? A
You have to
Newfoundland?
get down, buddy.
A
He's
lap.
oh my
Is he a
God.
lab?
He's a
Big
chocolate. He's a chocolate lab, and his name is Moose.
Hey,
Moose.
Moose. Hey, Moose.
Oh,
It's a beautiful
Mm,
story. I mean,
definitely.
family comes in so many different forms, I mean, even
Totally.
giant Labrador lap dogs are part of the
you
family.
say you're inspired by this. Well, you had a question.
I am
about-
inspired by it. I know. I'm just thinking. I've got a man upstairs that I'm trying to convince to be a father with me, and so there's that journey. But once we get there, because we will, I hope. I need to figure out how to do the surrogacy thing, because it's how much it's going to cost, what the proper channels are. Like, what was the biggest surprise for you when you're going through it?
Well, we ended up changing surrogates once because the first one was a little cray-cray.
Mhm.
So I'll walk you through all that, JD.
Look
Oh,
at those
thank you, Krissy.
beautiful babies.
And there's
Aw.
Luca and Rev. Rev is
Ready.
out of the shot.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Hey, look
Rev.
at this.
Those are the twins.
Oh my
That
god.
this beautiful friendship
Look,
made
Luca,
a
look at
boy and a
this.
girl who are just the cutest things ever.
This is beautiful.
That is hair to be jealous
And
over, by the way.
I do believe this story is about not giving up too, because and there have been many times where I have felt like I was going to give up, and my
Puppy.
friends showed up for me. And so I want to end the show on this quote. It's that knife edge of uncertainty where we come alive to our truest power. And you girls, I swear, you've shown me what power is and how beautiful it can be. Because some people think power is being mean or
Or stepping on
bullying
others to
or
get there.
stepping on others. You guys are the image of complete beauty and power and the goddess of fertility.
And friendship.
And friendship.
And now you have
Yeah.
officially joined FATS.
Yes.
The Friendsome. You have now become part of our Friendsome and Then Some. You are in your lifers.
Yep.
Your
Friendsome and then
lifers.
some.
Can't get out of this
Oh,
firm.
that's so nice.
Thank you
We
so
love
much
you
for
guys.
being on the
Thank
show
you.
today and for taking the time to share this important story, because I think it'll inspire a lot of people.
Did you guys have a word for the year? Did you guys think of a word maybe that you might want to share that you're going to ring through the year?
You can think about
I
it.
don't want to be a copycat, but I feel like I like the
a
word
word.
gratitude more than ever. So I think
Yep.
that's going to be my word.
Good
Okay.
year. Good year.
It's a good
What's
word.
your word,
I need
honey?
it.
Peace.
Yeah, we love
Oh,
peace.
can we please
have
yes.
more of that?
Yes.
I'd like a piece of pizza too, please.
Krissy, you got a word?
Luca, what's your word?
Luca, what's your word?
Same as Rev.
Same as Rev.
Oh,
more
that's a good
That's
twin.
a twin answer.
That's a twinner.
You know what? It's exactly this. It's
Pop
one
out.
each, right?
Twinning, it's
Yeah.
two. Peace.
Even more peace.
Mhm.
Can't get enough of that.
Mine, I was gonna say no fear, but that's 2 words. So then I was
Fearless.
looking at the, I was looking at the
Gratitude.
Gratitude. No, we already have somebody with gratitude. No, fearlessness.
I like
yes.
that.
That's even.
Well, you've got
Yeah, I
Ruth
like
Bader Ginsburg
You got
in the
RGB
back
behind
there.
you. I love
RGB,
that.
she's so
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
She's such a pillar
Yes.
of
Look at those
that
cute
message.
lips. My goodness.
Warrior? Is that good?
Warrior. Yes, Ravi. Warrior.
Warrior's a good word. That's going to be my word next year
I love it.
because I have courage this
like
year
courage.
to
And
be a warrior
warriors
next
got to be
year.
courage. You got to have courage to be a warrior.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for
I'm
joining
just
us.
Filled up. My cup is full.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
Thank
For
you.
having us.
And
Thank you.
have Farley on again to talk about her amazing foundation.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
For sure.
Wait, what's to just throw that in there?
Yeah,
What-
let's
what's the
throw out
foundation?
what is your foundation called?
Well, my middle daughter, Chase, survived a near drowning when I came home with my 3rd child, like literally the day that I came home from the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
And we were, spared something tragic, and we decided to turn it into a pay it forward moment. And it's called Chase for Life, which stands for CPR, Heimless Awareness, Safety Education. And we basically educate anyone that has a hand on a child on how to sustain a life until help can take over. So you don't necessarily have to be certified. You have to be empowered with, some idea of what to do
Knowledge.
to keep to keep things going until help can take over.
That's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Wow. That is going to
Pay it
save a
forward.
lot of
and
lives.
Chrissy, how
And it
can
really
we find
works.
you?
That's incredible.
Where can
So
we
it
find
really,
you on
like-
Instagram and
Well, Farley, where do we find information about your foundation? You can give us, like, is there a website?
what website?
Chaseforlife.org.
Chaseforlife.org. And then can we follow you? Do you guys have
FORLF. It's not the number 4, it's FOR. So I just wanted people to know
Chase
that it's
for FOR.
ChaseForLife.org.
Love it. That's great. Thank you.
And
Now,
Krissy's been, a tremendous supporter. Krissy and Ludo, stepped up to the plate and came in for auctions and to be on the board and to throw events. And I mean, all of a sudden my little charity became, overnight a success because the Fray gave us the rights to how to save a life when they first launched. And then
Wow.
we were the first nonprofit to get the rights to staying alive to use in conjunction with our, nonprofit mission.
oh, that's
So that
fantastic.
was very cool.
Yes.
This issue is touched
And then I
so
had
many
a rock
families.
and roll French chef and a hot chick that, were like my MCs, and it just became very real really quickly.
That's incredible. Well, you guys are doing
Good.
a lot of good things in this world. Those angel cards are tapping into that aura. You got a good aura there.
We've got angels.
You got a lot of
Oh
angels.
yeah. By the way, we didn't even bring up Ludo Luca Lefevbre is an author, a famous French chef that
Oui, oui.
is Krissy's husband.
She's
Oh,
like,
you want to hear
Didi.
something comical about Ludo? Anytime there's something a little bit like off with one of his children, maybe somebody has temper tantrums or somebody might be, cranky. He's like, "Oh, that's from Farley's side."
Yeah, disclaimer. He gets to not own that.
do they
part.
know? My dad has this great. Do the children know what Santa Claus says when he flies over France?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
That was a dad joke.
And on that
That
note,
was a grandpa joke.
that's another fantastic episode of Friendsome and Then Some and Dad Jokes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Where can we find you, Krissy?
Yeah, give us your social handles.
Oh, French chef wife.
At
French Chef Wife at French Chef Wife. And
Yep.
Farley.
I'm just Farley Boyle. I used to have a swimwear company called Squirtini Bikini for like little
Squirtini.
girls, and it
Oh.
was something that was appropriate and modest and hip and not too revealing.
Could use
And
those
I
about
sold
now.
that recently, so I just changed my Instagram handle from Squirtini Bikini to Farley Boyle.
Farley
Okay.
Boyle.
And Chase for Life. And chaseforlife.org, you know, somebody's just about to breathe some life into it, so it's about to reignite. I put that on pause for a little bit because it was very hard to recognize that I was dealing with like a political situation, just trying to purely educate and save lives. And we got adopted by the American Red Cross, and they kind of
Yes.
shelved us
Oh,
to take
really?
us out of the running.
That.
And I got discouraged, so I decided to step away after 7 years of tirelessly dedicating myself to Chase for Life, and I started a swimwear company out of need. And I just passed the torch to that, and you know, now I'm back to chaseforlife.org and Farley Boyle.
Excellent.
I love it. Well, power to you.
And thank
Power
you.
to you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank-
you. Well, thank you for all you
Thanks so
guys do. Thank you for being example and leading a bright torch of inspiration for your story, your friendship, your hope, and all that you're doing in the world. We're so grateful. You are now part of our Friendsome.
Yay. And
We
thank
love
you
you
for
guys.
joining
Friendsome
Friendsome
and Then Some. Catch us on Facebook and YouTube and all the places you can find your podcast.
Exactly.
We are out and about, so do not miss us. Friendsome and Then Some. Instagram. All right. Be well. Have a beautiful day. Woo.